Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our program. Glad to be here again. We're going to be talking on a very interesting subject tonight. We might not even go the full length of time that we usually go, or we might go over. And it's going to be about some subjects that really are misunderstood in the Bible. Churches are preaching against something that they don't even realize what they're preaching against. Okay, I want to just ask you a question. I'm talking right now. I'm trying to wait until a couple more minutes just in case somebody is just coming on. But we're going to be talking about some scriptures. We're going to be talking about it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you, and a lot of it is going to be what Jesus said. And a lot of it is going to be against what you've been taught in churches. I know I'm in trouble already. But I'm not trying to let anybody down or anything like that. But I do want us to learn we need to learn how to study for ourselves. We need to learn how to read for ourselves because there are so many do nots. And you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't do this, and you can't go that. Women can't wear shoes with the heel and toes out. And all this kind of stuff. The rest got to be down to the ankle. And that's a whole lot of stuff. Men can't wear afros. Okay, show me in the word. That's what I started telling preachers. Show me in the word. Because there was one preacher, I was in the church and I was in the pulpit, and I had a burgundy suit on. Okay, and I had burgundy shoes and everything was matching. And he was up in the pulpit and he was just preaching. I mean, he was gone. And you know how some preachers, when they get excited, they walk down on the floor. Well, evidently that's what happened. He was just really preaching. And then he got down and he said, preachers ain't got no business wearing no red and some other color suits. But the only thing that I know when I came along, but the only color that a preacher could wear was black, dark brown, and dark blue. And so he was down there and he was saying, I don't know, a preacher ain't got no business coming to church with no red suit. Of course, when he said that, I'm sitting in the pulpit and everybody's eyes just fell right on me. I just started smiling. Oh, and he was gone. We need to be saved. We need to obey the Lord. Okay, I'm sitting there wondering, where is he getting all this from? Where in the Bible that it said that a man can't wear a red suit? And you know what? Some of y'all are saying, yeah, man, brother, but some of y'all are just as bad. What would happen when a man walked in your church with a pink suit on? Think about it. Old heads would be turned. Oh, I can't believe he coming here with a pink suit. Or let a lady bring her baby, her boy baby there with a pink outfit on. Or let her bring a girl there in a blue uniform. We just don't do that. Says who? Let's stick with the Bible, folks. When we stick with the Bible, you can't go wrong. And I know that. I'm a different kind of preacher. I know that. I told y'all that from the get-go. Because my thing is, if you can't show it to me in the Word, then I don't want to even hear about it. So I'm going to be talking to you about two different things, and both of them are controversial. Both of them are do nots in the church. And I'm going to show you some scriptures. I want to ask you a question. Is it okay for a Christian to drink wine? Oh, boy. And me and my wife, my son was in the military. He was stationed over in Italy. And so we went over there to, visit him a little while. And I noticed something. And a friend of mine, he had been in the service. He was in Germany. And the same thing was happening in Germany. He asked somebody, he said, does everybody here work in their office? They said, why you say that? Because he said, they all got briefcases. So they all laughed. They said, those are not briefcases. Those are their lunch packs. And in that part of the country, it was customary to drink wine and eat cheese. Everybody had them in their back, So we went to Europe, come to find out it was the exact same thing. Uh, everybody had a lunch pail, and it had a bottle of wine and a hunk of cheese in it. But what they found out was, and this is something that the church needs to deal with. The church needs to get into this. We really, really do. Because what we're teaching, most of us, we're teaching something that we heard, and it's not even true. And we found out when we was over there that the healthiest people in the world, the healthiest two nationalities or nations in the world, one was Italy. And I went, why Italy? He said, because they have less heart attacks than anybody in the whole world. And they believe it's because of the wine that they, now see, they don't drink wine to get drunk. And we're not even talking about that now. So I want you to understand me. But wine is made out of grape juice. At least the wine that I know of is made out of grape juice. Grapes are very healthy for you. And it's just, evidently it's a heart food because they say very few people over there have heart attacks. And then the other most healthy people in the world was Eskimos. And they found out it's because they ate whales and their meat in the whales was just good. It was just good for the whole body. All right. Now I know some of you are saying you ain't got no business eating no whale. You ain't got no business. Show me some Bible. Show me some Bible. Then I go along with you, but if you can't, I want you to shh, hush, 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 because you don't know what you're talking about. All right. So when I saw those people over there, another thing they had over there in Italy that I think we every country ought to have this. My son was taking us around, to show us around. So we left home. We were going to eat, and he started driving toward downtown. And when we got down there, it was just a ghost town. No cars, nowhere. The street was completely empty. All of it, shops, everything. The only thing that was open was gas stations. And I was looking around, and my son said, "What the world going on?" And his wife said, "Mark, is it 12 o'clock?" He said, "Yes, I forgot about that." So what they would do in this part of Europe, Italy, what they would do was they would every day at 12 o'clock, everything was shut down. Grocery stores, all the stores except gas stations, they were shut down. And that job was to go home. You can't work in the yard, but go home and rest for 3 hours. They stayed from 12 to 3, and then they came back and they finished up. They went longer, because they had to make up for those 3 hours. I said, you know what? That's really nice. Everybody had to relax. You better not be caught cutting grass or working in the yard or working in the field. You're supposed to go home and just relax. Don't you know how good it would be if we took just a little bit of that on? Huh? Okay. All right. Our church, where I came from, I'm gonna say it like that. They told us that we couldn't drink wine. But and I bought into that. I was a newly saved. I didn't know. But then when I went to Bible college, I learned a lot of things that I didn't know. Okay, if I would have you to raise your hand, just about every Christian hand out there would go up. How many of you that think the church people have no business drinking wine? Okay, let me tell you just a few scriptures, and it's going to shock you who said it. When Jesus, one of the very first miracles that Jesus did was to turn water to wine. They was at a wedding, and so the everybody, they had drank so much until they had drank up all the wine. All the wine was gone, and that was very important to them to have some wine. So the governor, he came and he asked the guy that was hosting, "Where's the wine?" He said, "It's all gone." And then They went to Jesus. They must have known something. They went to Jesus' mother, or his mother heard them talking about it. And he said, well, go to my son, talking about Jesus, and ask him. And he can make wine. He can actually make it come to pass. So they went to Jesus, and Jesus rebuked his mother. Who are you? I mean, wow, what are you talking about? Why did you tell them that? And then she didn't say nothing. She just told the people, she said, whatever he says, do it. So Jesus said, okay, they had a lot of big old water barrels, a whole bunch of them all over the place. And he told them, he said, you take some water barrels, and I want you to go. He was talking to the host and the people that worked with him. He said, I want you to go, and I want you to fill them up with water and bring them back to me. And they went and they filled up 3 or 4, however many it was, just a whole barrel of water. And Jesus blessed. The Bible said, this is not Wade talking now. This is the Bible. And the Bible said that when they brought it back, Jesus laid his hands on it, and he prayed, and that water turned to wine. And I know we said, oh, that was grape juice. That was grape juice. No. Listen to me. And I think I can prove you wrong. It might have been made from grape juice, but it wasn't grape juice. It was wine, intoxicated wine. So, but the reason I know that is because when they brought it back, everybody was amazed. So they started drinking wine. And the governor was there. And he said, you know what, this is very unusual. He said, he called the host. He said, usually what the host would do, he would serve the good wine first and get everybody good and drunk. Then he would bring out the bad wine, because now they don't know what they drink, and everything's good to them now, they're so drunk. But he said, but you, sir, you went backwards. You saved the best wine for last. Okay, what was he? He was comparing the wine that Jesus made to the wine that was there when they got there. Wine. He wasn't talking about no grape juice. He was talking about wine. I mean, it's in the Bible. And Jesus turned the water to wine. Wow. Okay. Let me see. There's another scripture where Paul told Timothy. Timothy was a preacher, but he was real timid. He was always getting sick. He had a lot of trouble with his stomach. And so Paul, a man of God, usually when Paul laid his hand on you, you was going to get healed. But Paul took Timothy, he prayed for him. Many of times he prayed for him. And Timothy just wouldn't get well. His stomach was just hurting him all the time. And he was so timid until when Timothy would go away, like Paul would send him on a missionary journey. I want you to go over there to such and such a city, and I want you to go over there and preach for them. Well, when he did that, he had to send a letter to the church. And the letter read, take it real easy with Timothy. You know, he's real timid, so take it real easy with him. And so sure enough, when Timothy came, they knew it, and they did. But Timothy just wouldn't get well. So Paul prayed for him and prayed for him and prayed. You know he did. And Paul probably couldn't understand. He said, why all these folks I laid my hands on and they healed? Why not this man? And this is my son in the Lord, not physical, but you know, he was my son in the gospel. And so what he did is he finally told Timothy, he said, son, take a little wine for your stomach's sake. Boy, they were saying take some grape juice. They weren't talking about no grape juice. They was talking about wine. And he took it, and it soothed his stomach. It soothed his stomach right down. Now, these are Christian people talking, okay? Now, I'm totally against going out there getting drunk. I'm totally, you don't do that. That's not what it's all about. But to drink a glass of wine at dinner? Show me in the Bible where it's wrong. Matter of fact, it's actually healthy for you. And Paul was talking, I think it's Timothy or Titus, and he was talking to the Christian folk, and he was saying to the deacons, the assistant pastors, he was saying, don't drink much wine, don't get drunk with wine. But then he said to the preachers, he said, now the preachers not given to wine at all. That was for a reason why he was saying that, because he knew that it was going to offend a whole lot of people. But he told the deacons, drink a little wine, drink some wine. It's good for you. It's healthy for you. Oh, well, I'm probably talking to myself now, because just about everybody turn this off now. This preacher, this guy here, I know what my pastor said. Well, all I ask you to do, sweetheart, or sweethearts, or gentlemen, ladies, I want you to go and ask the pastor to show you where. Show you in the Bible. And see what he says. Because there's a lot of scripture, and that's what I go by. I go by the scripture. What does the scripture say? Because I'm going to tell y'all, when I first got saved, I was miserable. Because all I heard was what you can't do. You can't go to the movie. You can't play ball on Sundays. You couldn't shoot marbles on Sundays. It was just a whole lot of you can't go here, and you can't go in there, and you can't go over here, and you can't go, and you can't wear this, and you can't wear that. I mean, and we trying to live by that stuff, and we was miserable. So one day, I took a chance. We was all out in this little town, and it's only very few. I think it was only one black family, no more than two, that lived there. But they belonged to our church. They would come over to our little town about 10, 15 miles from each other. And so the family that lived there, their mother was a very good cook. It was a big family. So what she would do is she would fix a big meal and invite us. It was just a small church. It was probably only about 50 of us in the whole church. And she would invite many of us over to her house, for dinner. And so all the preachers would be there, preachers that had come up from other churches, other churches. They had come up to worship with us that Sunday, and they were all there. So all of us young folks, we were back in the room after everybody had eaten. And all the preachers, I wasn't a preacher then, you guys. I had just got saved. And one of the latest daughters, I was going with her. So we was all out there, because she had a lot of daughters. And a lot of the men, we would go out there, we were trying to hit on them. So we got to talking. Why can't we go to the movies? We just got to going down there. They cannot. Why can't we? Why can't we do that? Why? And so I had been going to church, going to work, and I've been keep cutting preachers down. And y'all ain't got no business going to the show. If you were saved, you wouldn't be going to no show. You wouldn't be going to no bar. You wouldn't be going here. You wouldn't be going there. And so I got up enough nerves. I went in there, and the room was full of preachers. And I say, and my pastor was there. I say, excuse me. I said, can I ask you guys something? Yeah. I say, why is it that you teach we can't go to the movies? Man, it got so quiet in there. And as the old folks used to say, it was so quiet until you can anyway, there's something about like a mouse peeing on whatever it was. Anyway, it wasn't. Forget all about that. Peeing on cotton, that's what he was saying. It's real. It was just really quiet in there. And so I'm sitting there, and all the preachers looking at each other like, you answering? Are you answering? You answering? I said, whoa, wait a minute, you guys. So anyway, finally got back to my pastor. He said, okay. He said, Brother Hook, this is why we say don't go to the movies. He said, okay, let's say you go to the movies today to see the Ten Commandments. Okay. He said, but you see what they did? Then what you're looking at today, they bought that from last week. And so what you're coming to do is the money that you're paying today to see the Ten Commandments, they could take that money and buy a dirty movie. You know, a movie with sex in it, all this kind of stuff. I say, really? So that's why we can't go. No, you ain't supposed to be going down that wine, don't go down that wine aisle, don't go out there. We ain't got no business doing that because we are Christians. And so I asked him, I said, you know what? I want to ask y'all a question. Okay, just based on what y'all just said, your reasoning. I'm talking to preachers now. Only preacher, I'm the only person in there. All the young folks back there listening because they were scared to come in there. So I said, I just want to ask y'all a question then. Okay, you say that the reason we don't go to the movie is because the money we pay this week, they take that money and buy a dirty movie for next week. That's right. That's right. I said, okay, can I ask y'all something? Yeah, go ahead, son. I say, when y'all go to the grocery store that sell liquor, whiskey and beer, cigarettes, all the stuff that we could not do. When you go to the store and you see them, okay, you know it's in the store. Now you go and get a gallon of milk, okay? Now, based on what y'all said, that the milk that you're buying now, they paid for that last week. It is still there. He said, but I say, okay, then if that's the case, and then how do you know when you buy a gallon of milk, how do you know what they're going to buy? They might buy cigarettes with your money next week. Woo, it got so quiet in there again. And I went by and said, you know what, this is ridiculous. I didn't tell them that. Of course, I respected them. But when I went back to my job, my attitude changed. Because the folks hate to see me coming because everything was wrong. You can't say this and you can't say that and you can't go here and you can't go there. And why? Show me some scriptures. Okay? Okay, I just lost another third of you. Okay. I want to ask you, what is the definition of gambling? Can somebody raise your hand and tell I can't hear you, but I want you to say, what is the definition of gambling? And most of you don't know. You know, the definition of gambling is taking a chance. That's what gambling is, taking a chance. But we teach you ain't supposed to gamble, right? You don't gamble. But if that's the definition of gambling, is a definition of well, what is that? Anyway, I'll get back to that. Something else just ran across my mind. I'm sorry for that. But we all gamble. If that's the definition, gambling is taking a chance. Some of you might have heard a few years ago, big time preacher in one of our big cities. And he was teaching his folks, not to gamble. And he was totally against playing the lottery. Okay? Now, this is a true story. It was all over the news. And this was a few years ago. And so behind his back, his wife went and bought a ticket. And it was the winning ticket. I'm talking about millions of dollars. And so everybody was saying, okay, what you gonna do now? I thought you told us not to play the lottery. And he said, well, this was a different story here. She didn't mean it for. I said, no, ain't no need to try to justify it now. But see, when he saw the millions of dollars, he changed. He stopped preaching that. But we gamble all the time. When you go out and get in your car, when you get out and get in your car and drive off, you are gambling. You are hoping, you are betting on nothing happening to you. You are taking a chance. And yet, more people die from car accidents than anything else in the whole world. So don't be afraid to gamble. I'm talking about what the word means to gamble. Okay, how many of you got savings in the bank? Okay, and right now, with all the stuff going around, and the stock market is breaking records low, and when the stock market is going down, that means people are losing money like mad. But now they took a chance. They gambled that their money was going to make money. But that's a gamble. And we all do it. And yet we tell people don't go to the casino. What's the difference? What's the difference? What's the difference? Would somebody please tell me that? You know? So it's a lot of scriptures. It's a lot of scriptures that really talks about that. Okay. Jesus gave a parable about gambling. And you probably say, what? Watch this. Remember, keep in mind now what gambling is. Gambling is taking a chance. Okay, when you put your money in the bank, how do you know that bank is not going to go under? And you're going to lose everything you put there. That's a gamble. So we are gambling that it ain't going to lose. It's going to get even better. That's the gamble. It's a chance that we're taking. And sometimes we win, sometimes we don't win. But there's a story in the Bible that Jesus, it was a parable. A parable is nothing but a story, maybe with a different meaning. Okay. And Jesus tells the story about the rich man. He was getting ready to go away to another country. He's going to be gone for quite a while. And so he called all of his servants together. He called 3 of them. He said, okay. He said, I'm going to give you 5 talents. Now, talents was money. It wasn't just $5. It was a lot of money. He said, so what I want you to do, I want you to take it and make more money off of it. So what he's saying is, you're going to gamble with this. You put money in the bank. Hopefully, it will grow and make more money. So the guy said, okay. And then he called the second guy. He gave him 2 talents. And he said, Lord, I'm going to take these 2 talents. And he told him to do the same thing. You take my money and put it to usury, which means interest. Okay, and then he got to the third guy. He gave him 1 talent. He said, I want you to do the same thing I told the other guys to do. So sure enough, they went all out. And the man stayed a long time. So finally, he decided he was going to come back home. When he got back home, he called his 3 servants together. He said, come here. And he said, where's my money at? And the one with 5 talents, he said, Lord, I know you was a hard man. So what I did, I took your money and buried it. When he said buried it, he meant I took your money and put it somewhere so it can make more money. So I took your talent and I buried him. Now you got not only 5, now you got 10. I've gained 10. And the man say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. Now I'm going to make you ruler over many things. And then he got to the one that had 2. And the story was the same. Lord, I knew. So I took the 2 and I buried him and I made 2 more. He said, good. But when he got to the 1, he said, where is my usury? Where is my interest? He said, well, Lord, I know you was a hard man. I know you was hard. You didn't play. So I wasn't going to take no chance with your money. So I took your money. I buried it in the sand. And here it is. And so the rich man was so mad. He said, I tell you what, come here. He said, y'all take away from him that 1 talent that I gave him and give it to the guy that had 5 talents. So what were they doing, folks? They was gambling. That's all gambling is taking a chance. And we do it all the time. You know, we'll go and we'll get on a bus or a train or airplane, and you don't even know if anybody's up there driving or not. You're taking a chance with your life. You get on an airplane, your whole thing is, Lord, I hope we stay in the air. Which you're hoping to mean I'm taking a chance here because it could fall. Same thing with a car, same thing with a taxi cab. You go to the amusement park. Whoa, that's a gamble. You get in that roller coaster, that thing flying. It's just held there on the track by some little whatever they hold it with. And folks get on it, and people stand there in line to get on it. We gamble all the time. And yet we get in church to the pulpit and teach you ain't supposed to gamble. Mm-hmm. Well, I know y'all gonna put me off, but I'm gonna stay as long as I can. Look at right now. Look at the stock market. What's happened? What happened to the stock market? All of these folk with all these millions of dollars they put in there, all of a sudden they've lost about all of it because the stock market did what they call crashed. And it's because of, a lot of it is because of this thing that's going around now. And people can't work, but we gamble all the time, people. And my thing is this, and this is really touching here for you Christian people. You know, what we don't do is what God wants us to do. You know, how are you going to win somebody to Christ when you're afraid to get around anybody? I was preaching one time, and I asked the church, I said, I want to ask you all a question. Let me see, how did I have that? Why do we say we don't want to be around sinners? And one guy raised his hand. He said, because I'm a Christian. And I'm going to stay with the Christians. I said, okay. I said, can I ask you a question then? How do you expect to win the folks out there in the street when you hang around with nothing but Christians? It got so quiet in that church. And I say, we got this thing all backwards. That's what you're supposed to be. If you look at Jesus' life, you read about it in the New Testament, especially in the Gospels. Jesus was always out there with the poor people. He was not with the rich people. He was out there with the poor and the down and out. That was his company. But we go the opposite way. No, let's get away from them and let's go over here and get in our church where we can sit up and all look holy. How are you going to win anybody if you don't go and find them? You know, most people, I won't say most. I want to leave myself a leeway. A lot of people go to the bars to drown out their problems. And so what we did in our church, and the people was wrong. I know y'all didn't do that. Our pastor said, we're going to the bar. And then she had a book that was teaching us how to win. And in this book, I don't know whether it was Wayne Dyer, one of the big books. And he was saying, go to the bar. And he said, and find the guy that's sitting by himself. And go and sit down on the stool next to him. But he said, but whatever you do, don't mention God. Okay? So just go there. How you doing, sir? And you order yourself a Coke or Pepsi. You sit there and you drink and you talk with him, but don't mention God. Just tell him, okay, then next week, because they usually frequent the same bar. Next week they bet and you go back and say, again, hey, how you doing this time? And they say, all of a sudden, the man will look over at you and say, you know what? You done come out to this place. We met here about 4 or 5 times. I've never heard you say anything out of line. You've never come down on me. What is it that you have that I don't have? You say, well, then you witness, I have Jesus as my personal Savior. And he would like to be your personal Savior. And sure enough, I'm going to tell y'all something. We filled our church up. We didn't even have room. We had to get out of the sanctuary. We had to worship in the gymnasium. People was coming from everywhere. But see, we got to learn how to witness. Stop hanging with the Christian crowd all the time. Go out there and mingle with some people. Take a man golfing and just be nice. Don't mention Jesus. Just go out there. You keep going with him. After a while, he's going to say the same thing this man said. It's something different about you. And then you tell them what it is. Okay, I'm closing out. That was a story, true story. This man, this couple moved next door to another couple. Didn't even know each other. So the people that had been there, they came over to their house, the new folks, and said, listen, now, we got a concert going on in our church. And some people that wanted to go with us, they couldn't go. So we got 2 extra tickets. You guys want to go? And they said, well, yeah, we'll let you know. Of course, you know what that means. No, we ain't going. And sure enough, they didn't go. And the Christian people say, the Lord just, like the Holy Ghost just came down and just gave us a good whooping. That was not the way to handle that. And then he told them what to do. So next time he went back over. He said, you know what? He said, me and my wife are having a barbecue. You guys like to come? They said, oh, yeah. And they came. And they won those people over to Christ. He that wins souls, it has to be wise. So we need to be wise. So let people see us as people. Somehow we think when we become Christian, we just something else. I know my wife went to, one day we didn't go to church that Sunday. My wife went out to the shopping center and she came back and she said, Wade, you know what? When I went out to the shopping center, it was packed. She said, that's what we need to be. We need to be out there where the people are. So folks, I want to leave y'all with that. I want you to stop thinking about is wine wrong, and just started thinking about just if you can't, like I said, if you can't. Now I don't mean going out there getting drunk, you guys. Please understand me. But I'm saying a glass of wine for dinner is healthy for you. I mean, the health people will tell you that there's something healthy about it. But you don't have to go out there and overdo it and get drunk with it. Okay, let me see if I missed anything. Okay, stop. Okay, yeah, that's basically about it. I took a chance. I was working there Ford, and I had put all of my stock in Ford stock. That's why I had taken out all kind of money. And so when I retired, I had to take it out. I had 5 accounts, but the rest of them were small. But I want most of my money go to Ford, in Ford stock. And so, and I think about that now. What if that was true now? What if I had done that now? And all these car places are going down. I would have lost just about all, if not all of it, all of my money. But I took it to an accountant. And when he saw what I had done, he was so angry. He said, Wade, that was terrible. You put all your money in Ford. You could have lost everything you have, but you were just blessed to have it. So I gave it to him, and he just distributed it everywhere. He just, and sure enough, I went down there, and I talked to the people about it. Now, he retired, but he turned over to another firm. So I talked to them about it, and they had sent me a letter, and it was $83,000. So I said, where did this come from? So I called the lady, and she said, yes, that's your money, because we put some of your money in this stock, some in this stock, some in this stock. Okay, now the one that we were really sure about, we put most of your money in that. Now it has grown. All 3 of the stocks together, you guys have $83,000. Wow. And then we put money in the savings account, and we got money in the checking account. All of these are gambles, but they are almost sure gambles, okay? All right, people, I hope You've been blessed. I hope you've learned something. And Lord willing, we'll see you 6 o'clock next week. Be careful out there and keep on loving one another, okay? All right, later.